All right. Open this up. Open that up. What's in there? It's already open. Turn it around.
Oh.
Yeah. It didn't occur to me until I almost opened it that I should.
Oh my God!
Do a reveal.
Our hair.
Our hair is here.
Yeah. How
Guys, yeah.
Which one's mine?
They're both the same, except mine's better.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
How about mine?
Okay.
This is pretty cool.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that first if you want.
Then our hair's gonna be messed up.
Fuck that. Yeah, your hair's get really messed up.
And I just washed it and
Or you can put it wherever you want. You probably want to take it home.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna leave it here. I'll take it home and we'll get messed up.
Yeah. Okay. So, make sure we're all set.
And what's this?
That's the speaker that the music comes out of.
Oh, okay.
Did I bring the? Oh, I gotta. Let me see if we got enough charge for me now. Go get the.
I got a fundraiser today I'm doing.
Oh yeah? Or like a gig?
Yeah. I'm it's a big silent auction. They're raising money for I think veterans and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit of time.
How long you got?
I'm gonna do 30 minutes, I believe.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's like 7:30, so it should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Should get some people with some real money there.
Where is that?
Somewhere out in Cane Hoy, not off of Clements Ferry.
Oh, do you want to do fake commercials? Like have fake sponsors? We do that in my other podcast. Yeah. So then we just improvise fake sponsors.
Yes.
Right?
Are we making it funny or just
Oh yeah.
general?
Yeah, it's total. Like we were sponsored by socks.
Yeah.
We were sponsored by like a bunch of hair salons.
Yeah. That sounds good.
All right. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing? What's up?
The No Name Podcast.
No Name Podcast.
Yeah.
It's called the S&B Podcast.
Yeah. Today's podcast is sponsored by Air.
Air. I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Air.
everywhere.
Are you breathing?
You should be breathing.
If you're not, we've got some ideas for you.
Some people don't like air, and so they try not to breathe.
Yeah. Air is the number one thing that keeps us alive.
It's true.
And with these commercials, our sponsorship is just, you gotta have our sponsorship.
You gotta have.
If you don't have our sponsorship, you're not living.
That's right. Don't boycott air. You will not survive. Okay. I know we all don't like corporate things right now.
Yeah.
But it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Especially.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Stick with Air. Air stock should be through the roof.
Air stock is pretty safe.
Get you some Air stock.
I'm investing in the Air 500. It's going up.
Oh man.
Brought to you by Air. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Air.
Thanks, Air.
Where do you think Air Jordan came from?
The air.
Air.
Clearly, this commercial came out of thin air.
Air's everywhere.
All right.
Now we got that out of the way.
Yeah. So.
What's going on?
Well, I don't want to talk about the news because it's not going to matter. People will listen to this in the future.
Yeah.
But
news is depressing.
Well, yeah.
News is depressing.
Let's go watch some news from the past.
Yeah. Back when things were great.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
Well, I'll tell you, I was thinking about, we were talking, like after the last podcast, we were talking about comedy and stuff and some of my goals. We were talking about some stuff I was thinking there or
okay.
I don't know. See what comes up. I decided, I mentioned to Stan the one-man show idea, which he doesn't like, but for me, it would be a good way to like put together a solid hour, make that a goal.
Yeah.
And what I want to talk about, the three things that I think are most near and dear to my heart that are also relatable. So yes, jazz fusion are not part of it, but it's dogs, being a dog dad versus a real dad, and marriage, good relationships, and then positive masculinity.
Yeah. So is this things that you're going to put out to bring in more people, or is that the stuff you're going to talk about?
These are going to be the topics of my first hour of comedy.
Ah, okay.
And I'm going to use a one-man show concept for that.
Okay. So dogs, male masculinity, and marriage.
Yeah.
And that's
positive masculinity.
Positive masculinity.
As opposed to toxic masculinity.
Okay. So that's going to be the basis of your first 1 hour, one man show.
Yeah.
Have you started working on the material?
Yeah,
yet?
I've got some material, and I've already got some older material that fits into that. I've got a lot of marriage stuff. I've got dog stuff. I'm just gonna write more. It's gonna be, kind of jokey, but I think I've seen everything move kind of towards story jokes or joke sequences that sound like stories.
Yeah.
There's always a balance between that. And so I think that's a good way. With the keynotes I've done, it's a good way to like pull an audience in, get them engaged, and especially for me. I mean, even though I am the likable one on the podcast, especially for me, the older white guy with the beard can seem kind of distant. I'm Slightsberger, so to connect with people, better stories really help.
And do you think 3 hours? I'm sorry, my bad. 3 topics of an hour. That's enough topics? 'Cause that's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of writing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and in the meantime, I'll work it out.
Yeah. For people that don't know about, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That stand up is not easy. Jokes take a long time from concept to performing. It takes a while, and he's talking about an hour. 45 minutes is long. An hour, that extra 15 minutes seems like another hour.
Well, then it's gonna be 40 minutes.
I'm cheap. But then when you do stand up, and I know a lot of people don't, but people that do it like ourselves and others, the process is just as rewarding once you get to the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's so different. There's like a joy to writing or having ideas. There's the hard work of like revising and all that crap, which I guess some people like. I don't know, but I think that's the work. And then trying it out in front of audiences and the emotional roller coaster of stuff not working and the highs and lows there. But then when you got the joke that works every time, that's just badass. It's like, let me make you laugh. Ding.
Yeah, or when you have a joke you don't think is gonna work,
and then it does.
And it does. Like, okay, let me work on that. Put that to the side. So there's just so many ups and downs when it comes to a joke. The whole love of stand-up, it doesn't matter whether there's ups and downs. You just love it, man.
It's really, I mean, to me, it's the coolest art form, period. I mean, and I'm sure everybody who loves the art they do feels that way, but there's nothing like it. It's live, it's raw, it's different every time. You're up there by yourself at risk,
It's you and that mic.
Managing the crowd or, relating, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. I don't think. Because you're not going to, well, I guess it would be like going out and being an acoustic guitarist that plays the same stuff all the time, but by yourself. I don't know.
I think it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't think there's anything like it. I don't. First of all, it's you, the mic, and the crowd. Stand up is different from, let's say, music. You can become famous overnight by having one song and you're set. One joke
but all this
will not do that for you.
One joke. This one joke took me from anonymous to famous overnight.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah. And then with music, even if you don't like the lyrics, you can bob to the, to the beat or the, the band.
Yeah, nobody's bobbing when you're bombing.
Yeah, and another thing is that if you go to a club and you hear your favorite band do their music, the next night you will go again. As great as stand-up is, you could have a great show and the same people will not come back the next night because they'll be like, well, we just heard that yesterday.
That's true. There's a good thing about that, though, because it's always new to them, right?
Yeah. that's why you got to continue to write, and it's just two different lanes, music and stand up.
Yeah.
I think because me, I can listen to. I mean, how many times have you listened to a song, and you just went back?
It's your mood. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put that on and get your mood.
And then you continue listening to it. You listen to it. I've listened to songs 4 or 5 times in a row. Like I was telling you about the artist Ariana Sun.
Yeah, Orion Sun.
Yeah. When I listened to her, there's this one song. I'm like, man, just rewind. But I wouldn't do that for jokes. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Well, so that's what I want to work on. It is challenging because there's all kinds of distractions, but I got to work towards sort of a routine, not just the writing but also the open mics. Get back to that.
Yeah.
And
open mics are where people go to die.
That's right. They're horrible, guys. Open mics are the worst. They are. You can have 5 comedians that have heard all your material before, and that's the only people in the audience.
Yeah. Not counting the people at the bar drinking and yelling stuff out. But I'm very excited for you. I'm just, as much as I love stand up, to see someone else go through a process and try to get here when they're here.
Yeah. What are you saying? Where am I at?
When we're trying to get somewhere, we start there, brother.
You're down here.
I'll take it. But that's pretty cool, man. Do you have a time of when you want to do this?
Next week, I'm going to do the show.
He's going to fail.
That's a good question. I haven't really set a timeline, which all of the motivational gurus will try to set a deadline.
A what?
A deadline.
Oh.
A line where you're going to go die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, broadly, I want to finish it this year, which gives me 9 months.
You want to do it this year?
I want to get to the point where I could mount the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I mean, I could. It's partly going to be about my bandwidth and then the amount of time I can get on stage to test things too.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say I'm going to set a date. We're going to do it. Because you can't. Just like music, you can go and you can practice without an audience.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
You need some feedback. Stand up.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very exciting. Are you gonna? Do you already have a venue picked out, or do you?
No, I don't know. Well, and one of the reasons why I want to do one-man show is that there are one-man show festivals, and there's like when you say you want to, I'll ask Theater 99 if I can do this, or I'll rent out a space and I'm going to do one-man show. It's different from saying I'm going to be doing stand-up.
Yeah.
You're saying I'm going to show, this is the concept. So it's like, hey, it's about dogs and relationships, and people are like, I like dogs, and then you can market it to dog people and all that.
Oh, I see the difference. I see the difference.
And so then you're like, check out Brian's experience with dogs.
That's a great concept now that you've kind of broken it down a little bit, and I see the vision. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my marketing brain thinking ahead. How can I accelerate this and make it successful? Yeah.
How long ago did you come up with this idea?
Oh, like right after we hung out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I went and wrote that day or the day after.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of writing going on because you're trying to do an hour, right?
But it's cool because, I don't know if you experience this, but when you get in a groove where you're like writing regularly and you just start thinking stuff more often, that started to happen for like 3 or 4 days, for a week or 4 days, whatever.
Yeah, it's sort of like it stimulates the thought process, the mind to, I try to write every morning about 5:30.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I wake up at 7 and I'm like, Stan's already been up for 2
Yeah.
hours.
But I think that, and I always say this, it's like, what do you want? How much work are you going to put into what you want? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? You think of people at the highest levels of whatever they do. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can be okay, or you could be great.
Right.
And for me, it's like, all right, what do I want? Well, I want to be up here. You know, doing stand-up, you've been to many comedy clubs and you've heard people laugh at these amazing, super funny people, and you're like, man, I got a lot of work to do. You know, Sean Jones, my buddy, you know, every time I work with him or seen him, I'm like,
he's a beast, man. Like, that's all I can do to describe it. Like, he is a beast. There are some folks like that who, and you know, Jen Snyder comes to mind too, who have kind of like a presence and I haven't seen Stan do comedy in a long time, so it could be Stan as well, but they've been doing it for so many years and so many shows and whatever. They just come out and like, do you know what I'm talking about? They have this power that just sort of takes over the room.
Yeah, it's a confidence because of the repetition.
Right.
Sort of like that 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah.
One of the things that I can tell you, I think I've been doing this 5 o'clock thing for 4 or 5 months now, maybe 4 or 5 months, and then I've dedicated myself to getting on stage. Try to every night, which before it was every 1 or 2 weeks or whenever. Now it's like there's just a plan in place of like, all right, this is what it's going to take. Like I was, you know, somewhere last night, and then sometimes I try to get on 2 times a night.
Yeah.
So I'm doing everything I need to do to go to the next level, and I can see it, and I can feel it.
Yeah.
Like, and now I'm like, damn, I should have been doing this 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Best time to plant a tree, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Second best time right now.
Yeah. So I can tell the difference.
That's
And
great.
yeah, so that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do it, because I've been around some people that you're like, good gosh. I was doing a show with Sean. We're at some theater, and I went and sat in the audience just to see their point of view and what their reaction was. A guy named Tony Kemp. I know Tony. Tony. Back when I met Tony, he was like, he knows what the artist is going to do.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to see how the crowd's going to react.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's deep.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular show, I was on the show with Sean.
Yeah.
I actually was the opener, and then I went and sat in the crowd, and he was doing what he does, and I was literally by a guy. I'm not exaggerating. I was literally by a guy who was going back and forth and hitting the person next to him. I think it was his wife, hitting her like. And at that moment, I was like, I want that.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And years went by, and you know, I was still right here. And then as time went on, I worked with Sean some other times, and I've seen him make me laugh out loud, even though I know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But then his crowd work, man, yeah, it was.
You gotta let me know
wow.
next time he's around or you're doing a show.
We're doing a show next Friday and Saturday at What's In. I'm opening for him at What's In.
Okay.
Next Friday and Saturday.
I can do Saturday. Friday I'm doing a thing with this kid Dayton.
Yeah, come out Saturday. Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, Saturday night. Next Saturday.
But to get your tickets kind of early because it probably.
Where's it at?
What's In, the new comedy club.
Yeah. I've been up there a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Saw Derek Humphrey up there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll be there next Friday and Saturday actually. But so he comes to mind, and there's a guy you don't know. His name's Corey Miller. He's opening for Cat Williams. His name's Zoo Man. I took him to when I was first starting out. I took him to Kuwait with me, and these are two that come to mind that I know on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That must have been a romantic trip.
but it was. We were doing a show on a Friday and Saturday. First of all, he did 2 different, with the exception of maybe 10 minutes, 2 different 1-hour shows. On the second show, he did a joke, because I'm watching him from the audience. He did a joke that was so good, I got out of my seat and walked away. I've never done that, ever. I got out of my seat and I was like, oh. So, yeah.
Why, do you remember why? You don't have to do the joke, but like, what
It was something about an old man going on a date with a woman, and then him coming back and telling his friends how the date went.
Yeah. So was it about different generations, or about being an old guy, or?
I think it was about being an old guy, and the voice. It was perfect, man.
Cool.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And you know, the crazy thing is, a lot of these guys aren't Kevin Hart, Cat Williams level, but their talent is up there.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have that, you know, like Zoo Man, he opens for Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And man, those are two examples that I look at and I'm like, that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I'm busting my ass right now.
Gotcha.
Just to, you know.
Yeah, that's a different level. Like, oh, I got them laughing or whatever, or I got an applause break versus I got people
Hitting each other?
moving, hitting each other, moving their chairs, standing up.
Or walking, standing up during,
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, not a lot of people in my business keynotes stand up and go, oh my God. They're all like,
Yeah, good job, Brian. Well, it's funny you talk about doing your one-man show, because I want to shoot a special in about a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that has something to do with also while I'm working so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that, who was I listening to? Oh, it was Neil Brennan, and he was interviewing Ari Shaffir, I think, who it turns out is a guy that has a lot of ability at filming other comedians and putting together specials and not screwing them up and all that stuff. So he was talking about that. It was kind of interesting, the things, like I guess there's a lot of things you do with your shots or not do, or not where you put the cameras and all that stuff that makes a big difference. Do you have somebody to help?
Right, I have a couple of people in mind. Right now, it's just, at this point, it's all about the jokes and where I want to go and the hard work from that aspect. The other part, you know, you pay somebody and they're going to do their thing because that's what they do. Yeah. But there's more work on my end because of where I want to be when I do the special, instead of just be like, all right, let me just go ahead and tell some jokes. It's like, I want it to be like,
Yeah.
So
earth shaking.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be putting in work.
What do you call it? What do you call your special?
Probably Who's This Guy?
Who's this guy?
Because nobody knows me.
And at the end, they'll be like, going, "Who's this guy?"
So probably something like that.
Right on.
Yeah, but I'm super excited.
That's cool. You got a deadline?
It's gonna be 2 years or less. But I'm looking at, like I said, for the vision of...
And that's 45 minutes?
Nah, yeah, because a one-man show, I guess, is different, but nowadays the attention span is so short. Yeah. An hour is just too long. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't mind doing 30 to 45, long as it's like, you know?
It's 2025 seems short. I've seen people put out, you know, sort of a YouTube special. Yeah. That's that short. It's good. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. I think 30 to 45 is where I'm, you know.
Cool.
Where I'm trying to.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. I'm trying to get. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work. I've already started the process, so we'll see what happens.
It's such a cool art, like, because for me at least, I mean, and maybe it's true for every comedian, but you're taking your own perspective, you're taking your own thoughts, and you're making it a joyful thing for everybody else. Because I mean, you can be a great speaker that's serious. Yeah. That's completely different than when it's personal and people are loving the experience. You know?
The audience will give you the ultimate feedback.
Yeah.
And there's not too much fake laughing in stand-up.
Yeah, we got some fake laughers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I'll have to show you. I got a video idea because I got this. We got all these dog toys, right? And a lot of times
I saw a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of squeaker. Yeah, well, there's like a graveyard of dog toys.
That's PetSmart out there.
It's the dog.
Well, the toy's going to die.
Yeah, that's right. But we got one that's just this big aardvark. It's like this big, and when you squeeze it, it goes ha. And then it goes, ha, ha, ha. And I'm going to use it in one of my videos as my audience.
Wow.
Just as a joke. Like, you think that's funny, Arbor?
That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the comedy stuff.
Yeah. I wish I was a musician. It would be a lot easier.
A musician? A magician?
Whatever.
A musician.
Nah,
What if you did tricks with your...
That's not my thing, bro.
A musician.
A magician, that's...
No, musician, like a musician, magician.
Nah, none of that. If I'm doing comedy, it's straight. Just give me the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even need a mic.
Yeah, just give me the mic.
What's with that shirt?
Have you ever done comedy without a mic?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I've done keynotes that way.
Where's the craziest place you've done comedy at?
That's a good... I might have to think about that one. Well, it's not crazy, but I did one that was outdoors in Austin, at kind of a coffee shop where there's kind of an outdoor seating area.
Yeah, it's not too crazy.
It's not crazy.
No, I've done one at a swimming pool. A couple, actually.
Yeah.
But I think the craziest was in the movie theater, just at the bottom, at the bottom row.
Yeah.
We just
where no one there can see you and there's no spotlight.
There was like 3 rows of people, mostly comics, but it was just a place to get up on stage.
Yeah.
Or the floor, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was yeah. We did comedy in a theater.
Huh. That's yeah. I don't know.
Not even a mic. We didn't have a mic.
Yeah.
Mm. But the thing is, when you do comedy, when you love it, you'll go wherever the stage is, or
I don't know. I must be too snobby. I'm too snobby.
Yeah, you too uppity.
Like,
you too uppity.
What's
Have you gone? What's the furthest place you've gone to do comedy for free?
Oh, for free?
Yeah.
It's not going to be exciting.
How many miles? Yeah.
I mean, I drove from San Diego to LA. I mean, I've driven, this doesn't really count, but I did a keynote gig in Norway and I did an open mic in Norway. And almost every joke but one worked. So I was like, holy shit, I have an international appeal.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, a couple hours is probably the most I've driven.
Consistently or just that one time?
Yeah, I did it every week for a while, maybe 5 or 6 times. Yeah, there was a good show up in, I think it was Orange County. So maybe it was an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, I think when people see a Bill Burr or Kevin Hart or these people on TV, Netflix special, they have no idea what these guys went through pre-fame.
Right, that's right. Yeah, like 10 or 15 years of shitty dive bars, all kinds of things, weird stuff. Yeah.
I mean, all they see is the glitz and glamour and the TV. They have no idea.
Yeah, but that strength, I mean, the stuff we talk about with the confidence from repetition and the strength of the performance comes from, and I don't think I've gone there where you've done 50 gigs that sucked in a row and you just learn to just overpower the room and just keep going.
Yeah.
So,
that's where I'm at right now. I'm in that little phase of I won't back away from an open mic that's not favorable to comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of
I think that's a good
in the past I probably would have been. I probably just would have walked out.
Yeah.
But I think when you challenge yourself and you're trying to get to a certain level, you need to be able to find a way through all aspects of whatever's going on. So right now I don't, I've done some rooms that you're like, oh gosh, but you got to do them. You know,
There's one homeless
Except you,
guy
because
sleeping. Yeah.
except you.
What?
Except you, your thought process is different. You don't want.
Well, no, I think that's a good exercise to go through. I mean, I'm open to doing that. It's just where I would get frustrated was I could write like at least 5 minutes of material a week, and I couldn't test it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't getting a real test because you have to have a certain number of people in a room together laughing for you to know how it's going to work in, say, a theater. Like there's such a big difference. As a scientist, I thought I can't test this in this environment because it's not giving me indicators about how it's going to work over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I could do it here,
Yeah.
but then I'm still going to have to test it again in a better crowd.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. But it's like when 3 out of 5 open mics in a week were like that, I would just get so frustrated.
Yeah.
But that's partly my perspective and my attitude, and you know,
No,
I like it's helpful to me what you're talking about because there are other things to work on.
Yeah.
Right. And that's something Stan said was you can always learn something.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that's a great attitude to have.
Yeah, like tonight I'm doing a fundraiser with a lot of there should be some kids there
Yeah.
and people with some money,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to know how to navigate this audience.
Yeah.
Now, what has helped me is all the crap I've been going through at these shitty open mics.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff that I won't say at some of these at these events. Some of my material I won't use.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm cut back on my material.
Yeah.
I'm doing 30 minutes. So
You're
I'm
not
cut,
doing any sex crime
not
material.
a no,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to navigate, what I say.
Yeah.
Now, a year ago I'd have been really, really nervous, but all the training that I've done at these open mics and
Yeah.
the constant writing and the constant stimulation of jokes and writing and how to get out of a situation, and I'm not worried. You know. Now, hadn't I done
Right.
any of that, I'd be like, oh gosh.
Right. It's interesting. Well, so what part of it do you think, like, what have you taken away from these open mics that you think helps you with that?
I think that being able to navigate through people talking,
Yeah.
not listening with their back to you, people yelling stuff out, and to be able to still power through,
Yeah.
and then trying to find some funny in whatever's going on, even though your material might not be working.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of navigate all
Yeah.
that stuff that's going on at once. And if you in that position at these places just decide to walk out, you're never going to learn.
Right.
And I say that from a comedy club perspective. A theater, I think it's a little different, but a comedy club perspective, you're gonna get all kinds of stuff going on. And these dive bars and these shitty open mics are like a gym. They're like boot camp.
Right.
So when the people pay to see you,
That's true.
your mind is like, I can handle this shit, no matter what.
Yeah, I always told people, because like I would talk to speakers who had never done stand-up, never done open mics, and I was like, this is the Navy SEAL training. This is
Buds. This is Buds.
Buds. Yeah. What do they call it? Death Week, or what's that?
Hell Week.
Hell Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's Hell Week. Right?
And that's, it's funny you say that, me being in the Navy, that's sort of like my mentality. And or like, and I can throw a basketball analogy. I remember Jordan, my favorite player, he used to get this shit kicked out of him by the Knicks and the Detroit Pistons, and then he started working out. He's like, I'm going to change my body. And just that mindset of okay, I can adjust.
Right.
I remember seeing the documentary of I think it's the Redeem Team with when Kobe was on the team, and there was Kobe, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, those guys. Well, there was one thing that caught my attention. I don't know if you've even seen the documentary, but I'll give you the story.
Yeah.
So, Dwayne Wade and Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and some other guy, they went out clubbing or wherever they went, and they got in about 4 or 5 in the morning. And they walked by the hotel gym or whatever, and Kobe's in there working out.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it just became a routine to the other guys it's like, oh gosh. So
that's you.
It just, what do you want?
You're Kobe right now.
You just got to put the work in, man.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to put the work in. You can be talented, but you put that work in, it's going to take you to another level.
Give me 1 sec.
All right.
I just am getting paranoid. I don't know why. So sometimes when we're doing stuff and I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm like, I sure hope it's recording. But it's partly too because there's a setting for like airplane mode where my phone will not get interrupted by people calling and stuff, but then I still get paranoid. But
I think it was a great analogy about the SEALs.
Yeah.
Because you have regular military who are highly trained, but then you got those guys that are, you know, that's what they do. They train.
Yeah.
And that's why they are who they are.
You think anybody can do it, or do you think there's also some sort of natural selection that some people can't make it, and there's genetics, there's talent?
SEALs or just
SEAls?
SEAls?
I mean, even All-Stars basketball is just a similar thing. Man, there's a lot of, like, if you don't work hard, you're never going to be there.
No, you're not. You got to put in the work, man.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be so natural that you're going to be a SEAL. There's just so many challenges that come with it. And you have to be special. You got to be special. You got to work hard. You got to want it.
And you're smart, too. Like, I was friends with a SEAL for a little while.
Yeah.
Guy's really smart.
Yeah, you gotta be sharp. But you can equate that to anything you do. And, you know, you and I can both be musicians, but if you're that guy that works hard and goes at practice, you're gonna be a lot better.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality that I take into stand up now is work hard, get up early, go to these places I don't want to go, and know what goal I want to achieve at the end. That's how I really think. That's what really got me.
You ever talk about that? Like, that's one thing that makes you look kind of unique, is you've got this almost military mindset to comedy, which is kind of funny, actually.
Yeah,
there's a joke there. You're like, get up, I do drills. I got a guy, yard sergeant's yelling at me, Rambo joke.
I actually, in my mind, that's how I think.
Yeah.
So I don't need someone over me because that's how I think.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can equate to military or I can equate to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like I talked about.
Yeah.
SEALs, Michael Jordan, Kobe.
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want to be a player? Or do you want to be that fucking player?
I want to be the Kobe Bryant of eating ice cream in front of my TV.
There you go. Well, you get up and work hard at that
I get up
shit.
at 5 a.m. start eating ice cream.
But, those are some great examples, man.
Yeah.
But that is my mindset.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we wrap it? Do we need another sponsor? We got to get paid.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Who's
This episode is sponsored by facial hair. Facial hair. We all need it. We don't want it on certain people. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes you end up in a circus. But not everybody loves facial hair. Facial hair's had a hard time of it recently, guys. Sometimes. Well, yeah. Actually, it's been a lot better the last 10 years now.
Yeah.
In the past, you were some kind of weirdo, or you were hiding something if you had a beard.
You know what's funny you say that?
Well, it's a commercial. It's a commercial.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. Because you're right, though. In the last 10 years, facial hair has been so popular.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's like the makeup for men.
Yeah, it's been.
Take away the facial hair, you're like, oh god.
Oh, that's true. That is true. If you don't have the right jawline or whatever,
facial hair will
Makes you look manly when you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facial hair will correct all those problems.
Facial hair. Get some.
Facial hair. It's the makeup for men.